Good evening to you all. Today, I will show you how we can interact with that AWS Academy Cloud Foundation course module. Right. Already, I will share that uh, course login emails for your student email IDs. Right. Each and every one you can check with your student email ID. Right. You receive an email. Yeah, I will show you that dashboard. Right. You can easily understand. So actually, this is the dashboard, right? So this is the email you receive, right? Each and every one you receive this email, right? Please check from AWS Academy, right? For your student email IDs, you can receive the similar email, right? So that this is the invitation, right? So I shared an invitation for each and every one for your batch, right? 2021 batch. So each and every one, I will share this invitation, right? So here, right, you can find out in the email content, you can find out your student email ID, right? Here we are using Canvas, right? So Canvas is one of the LMS, right? Learning management system. Maybe we have different learning management systems, right? This Canvas is used by AWS, right? So they are using this learning management system, right? They will arrange all the contents and all the things throughout these LMS, right? That similar to that module we are using, right? So this is Canvas, right? So once you click this one, right? So once you click this get start button, right? You will redirect to this dashboard, right? Here there are two options already. Maybe if someone have that Canvas account, maybe you can use this option, right? I have a Canvas account, then you can log in with your user credential, right? If no one have these Canvas accounts with you, better you can create your Canvas account, right? So for the purpose, right? So this is your student email ID. Maybe you can create some passwords, right? So here you can create some passwords, right? So I will create some password, right? Wait a minute, I will insert a password for that account. Okay, I will share the screen now, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I enter the password, right? So here you can give your password, right? So better you can select the time zone, right? So we are in Sri Lanka, so maybe plus 5.5, 5.5 out 5.30, right? So you can select this one, right? Sri Jayavatnapura, right? So you can select 5 hour and 30 minutes time zone. So better you can select our time zones, right? So then they will ask you to provide the contact information. So yeah, maybe if you can tick this one, right? So if the Canvas want to provide some personal if you want to get some news related to this Canvas, you can provide your personal email IDs. So maybe if you don't need, better you can keep that way, right? Yeah, then you need to agree, right? So you need to agree the Canvas, their procedure, their policies, right? User policies. So once you click agree and register, right? So that's all. Once you register, right, it means you are you are access that AWS Cloud Foundation course module, right? It means you approve the request I shared with you, right? So this is the course module, right? So this is the that left hand menu, right? Here there are different buttons are there, right? This is your account, right? So once you click, this is your account. Maybe here you can look at your name, right? Here I am using testing profile. Here you can look at your name, right? Then you can enable the notifications. There are so many settings you can go through here, right? So you can, if you wish, you can create a QR, right? So for your mobile login, you are using mobile phone to go through the content, right? So this is a dashboard, right? So once you click the dashboard, right, this is your first course, right? So maybe you can go to the dashboard, you can give the notification preferences, right? So once you click this notification preference, right, you can select, right? So what time you need to uh, get the notifications, right? So it indicates, right, once you're grading a course, they will give a notification. Likewise, you can go through these things, right? So this is the dashboard, right? So this is the first course, right? AWS Academic Cloud Foundation course module I am assigned with you, right? Maybe if I assign more courses, you can look at all the courses here, right? So maybe by using this one also, you can select the course, right? So in the dashboard, you can click this one, right? Once you click this one, this is the uh, initial dashboard of that Cloud Foundation course module. Just there are some information they are giving about the course module, right? So once you click the announcement, right here, if I want to share any announcement, here I will post here, right? So this is the initial announcement, right? Maybe if I want to share something, I will post throughout this announcement section, right? So here, the first announcement is there. Right? Once you click this announcement, you can go through, right? So they are telling interested in getting AWS certified, right? So the AWS also share some announcements, right? So if you are interested in getting AWS certified, right? So if you are planning to become AWS certified, so they are telling you, right? AWS launch a global challenge to help people earn AWS certified cloud practitioner certificate, right? So there are so many things, right? So once you go here, you can there are some tasks based on the task also. Maybe you can get some certification vouchers likewise, right? So here we will look at all the announcement, right? Maybe we will share some announcement. AWS also they share the announcement throughout this portal, right? So once you click that module, right? So these are the modules you need to complete to get the digital badge, right? So if you need to complete this AWS Academic Cloud Foundation course module, you need to complete all these activities, right? So once you, I think here we have 10 modules, right? So once you complete all 10 modules, they will allow you to it means once you complete all 10 modules, also each module they have some knowledge check, right? So there are 10 MCQ questions, right? So you need to score each MCQ questions. You need to score 70 percentage of the marks to earn the digital badge, right? So if you look at here, these are the uh, module, right? The first module, introduction module, they are giving about the course introduction, right? So how you are dealing with this canvas, right? How you can actively participate this course module with the help of this canvas tool, right? So they are giving the supporting document. So all the guidelines are given here, right? So in the introduction, right? After that, this is the first module, right? They, in the first module they will give the cloud concept, right? So they are giving an explanation of cloud concept. What do you mean by cloud, right? They are giving what are the advantages of the cloud computing. Why nowadays world is moving for cloud computing, right? So they are explained the very basic concept about the cloud throughout the first module, right? So once you complete the, let's say here, if you look at here, this is the introduction video, right? So once you play this video, right, once you click this video, right, you can watch the content, right? So it will play a video, right? So in that video, they will give a brief introduction, right? So now it will loading, right? Depending on your internet connections, it takes some time, right? So yeah, please wait. Yeah. So now if you play the button, right, they are giving introduction, right? So they are giving a brief introduction about this module one, right? So once you complete this module, maybe you can click the next button and you can go to the next sub part, or maybe just you can directly click that modules, right? So then you can select the video, right? So once this is the introduction about the, this is a table of content of module one, right? So once you complete this introduction video, just you can click the section one video, right? So in the section one video, they are giving the uh, introduction for cloud computing. What do you mean by cloud computing? They are giving that introduction throughout this video, right? So likewise, there are some video contents. Also, they are giving you some reading materials, right? Some portions there contain some reading material. So once you click this one,
storage, applications, and other IT resources via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. These resources run on server computers that are located.
so likewise, they will give a content, right? So if you want to speed up the video, so maybe here you can pick that speed. Maybe if you want subtitles, you can select the subtitles or you can off the subtitles, right? If you want, you can use the full screen, right? So there are so many options, right? So if you want, you can play as a full
In
screen.
large data centers.
So likewise, if you can exit that one, right? So this is the way you can follow the modules, right? In the first module, there are some videos also. Yeah, there are some student guides also there, right? So there are a few video contents, right? Also, there are some student guides, right? Student guide in the sense there are some lecture materials, right? So also you can follow this lecture materials, right? So yeah, just like a PowerPoint presentation, right? The PDF document. So maybe you can use this document also to go through the content, right? There are 50 pages, right? So they are explaining the things, right? So what is the cloud concept, right? Maybe they have some notes also, just you can follow, right? So also you can go through these lecture materials, right? The student guide also. Maybe finally, right? So if you go to the final section here, the knowledge check, right? So once you complete all the module one content, right, from that introduction video up to the student guide, so just you can click the knowledge check, right? In the knowledge check, there are 10 questions, right? You need to score above 70 out of 100. You need to score 70, right? 70 means you need to score 7 questions. You need to answer correctly for 7 questions, right? So here there is a window opening, right? So in this window, right, there is a start button is there, right? So once you click the start button, it will enable the courses, right? So once you click this one, so they have asked some question: what are the advantage of cloud computing over computing on premises? On premises in the sense that physical computers, right? Physically you can establish your servers or your system, your computing systems, and you can execute. Rather than that one, what are the advantages of cloud computing? This is the question, right? So there are 5 options, right? You need to select, right? They are telling select the best answer, avoid large capital purchases, right? Use on demand capacity, go global in minutes, right? Increase speed and agility, right? So you can select the correct answer, right? So then you can submit, right? So once you submit, you can find out the answers, right? So once I submit, right, the answer is incorrect, right? So it means why I am getting incorrect, I am not select the answer, right? So the second question, right? What is the pricing model that enable AWS customers to pay for resources on as needed basis, right? Pay as you go, right? So this is the option, right? So once you submit, so now the answer is correct, right? So you can get the instant answers, right? So correct, right? With AWS, you pay for the resources as you go, right? So whatever the resource you are using, you need to pay, right? So once you click continue, it will ask the third question, right? Which of these is not a cloud computing model, right? So for these questions, right, the answers are available in the previous videos and the lecture materials, right? So once you carefully go through the videos as well as that student guide, you can easily find out the answers, right? So yeah, in platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, software as a service. So system administrator as a service is not a model, right? Cloud computing model. Once you submit, so here the correct answer. Also, here you can find out, right? So out of 3 questions, 2 questions I will correctly find out the answers, right? To pass this tests, I need to earn out of 10 questions, I need to earn 7 questions correct answers, right? So this is how we can, there are some true false questions. Likewise, there are 10 questions. You need to uh, answer correctly minimum 7 questions, right, to pass the uh, module, right? So similarly for each module, right? Similarly for each module, you have some knowledge test, right? So once you complete, you can go for the second cloud economics and billing, right? So how we efficiently we can utilize the bill and everything is explained throughout this module. This module also you have, once you complete all that content, video content plus a student guide, the PDF, right? You have a knowledge check, right? So here they will explain what are the different types of billing, how they calculate the billings, right? There are so many billing that how we manage the cost, everything is explained throughout this module too, right? So in the module 3, there are global infrastructure, right? So here also there is some videos and knowledge check, right? So if you go to the security, right, AWS or cloud security, here we are looking at identity and access management services, right? So how we will create different roles and different services for different users, right? So depending on their different types of users, we can provide different privileges for those users, right? So everything we can discuss here in this module. If you look at here in this module, right, normally up to now, we have some video content plus some documentation. Then we have a knowledge check, right? But in here, we have something called lab, right? So in the lab activity, in the sense, we are getting hands-on experience, right? So there are some lab sheets are there. They will explain everything. So if you open this one, right, you are getting hands-on experience with identity and access management service. It means how we are creating by our own, by using that AWS dashboard, AWS dashboard, how we are getting some hands-on experience in the sense how we are creating some identity and access management services, right? How we are creating some security roles, right? So once you click this one, right, it will open a new window, right? So in that window, right, there are something you need to understand, right? So once you go to this window, right, they are giving some terms and conditions, right? So just you can go through those things, right? So yeah, finally, I need to agree, right? So you can go through the agreement and their privacy policies and everything. I don't skip. I already don't read those things, so better you can read these things. So this is the first lab activity, right? Introduction to AWS IAM, Identity and Access Management Service, right? So they are giving that overview of the laboratory. So throughout the laboratory, what we are planning to do, right? So in the AWS account, you have different users, right? User one, user two, user three. Maybe user one is admin users, lecturers. User two is a students, you guys, right? User three is a some technical officers, right? Depending on the different types of users, maybe we need to create different identity and access management policies, right? So identity access management policy in the sense for the lecturers, we are giving privilege to access EC2 instance plus S3 buckets, storage buckets, and some other services, right? But as a students, we are giving only the EC2 instance access, right? So it means they can create some EC2 instance and they will work out, right? So it means we need to give different privileges, different roles for different types of users by using these identity access management services, right? So they are giving the explanation, right? So also they are giving how we can get the hands-on experience on the laboratory. So they will explain everything, right? So what you need to do. So there is a very depth level, step by step, they are guide how we are creating the identity and access management services. So once you complete this one, right, so you need to click this submit button, right? Once you click the submit button, it will grade your activity, right? So it will automatically grade your activity and it will display how many marks you earn for this lab activity, right? So this is more important part, right? For the lab activity, once you complete the lab activity, we are getting some hands-on experience with AWS dashboard, right? AWS console, we are getting some experience, right? So how we need to complete everything, right? So to get that AWS dashboard, right? So once you look at in my left side, there is a button called AWS. That is the button in the red color, right? So if it is a red color in the sense, my AWS that dashboard, that AWS console dashboard is not enabled yet, open yet. So how I can enable this one, right? So once I successfully enable this, red color becomes a green color. So for that purposes, what I need to do, I need to click the start lab button. Once I click this start lab button, right? Once I click this start lab button, right, it takes some time, right? So while it loading, if you notice here, there is a yellow color button, right? So AWS status, right, AWS console status, it can move into, right, in creation, right? So in creation, right, once successfully created and deployed, you are getting a green color circle here, right? Also, if you look at the time duration, right, the time duration is that particular AWS dashboard is available only for 2 hours, right? So within 2 hours, try to complete that lab activity, right? So if you fail, again, you need to start the button and you can do the practical, right? So here, once I start the lab button, you can enable the time, right? So it will reduce for depending on the time you utilize for completing this practical, right? So now the process, right, in creation, right? Once it successfully created, you are getting a green color tick here, right? Okay. Okay, once you look at here, right, it will take 3 minutes, right? So 3 to 4 minutes it will take, right? So now if you have 1 hour, 1 hour and 57 minutes, right? So also if you look at here now, your AWS that this button is green, right? So it means your AWS dashboard, AWS console dashboard is ready, right? So now if you get after you are getting this green color button, right? Now what you need to do, you need to click these AWS button, right? Once you click this AWS button, right, it will open that actual dashboard, right? Actual AWS console dashboard, right? So this is the actual AWS console, right? This is the opening AWS dashboard, right? Maybe if you are using uh, your personal debit cards and if you create your account with AWS, this is the actual dashboard, right? But uh, there are some limitations here, right? Actually, in this dashboard, they are not give the that fully privileged, full all the facilities, all the features are not enabled, right? They are limited the privileges on this dashboard depending on the lab activities, right? So if you are doing in the initial lab activity with identity and access management service, only identity and access management service are accessible, or they are narrow down the facilities, features of that particular services depending on how we are complete the lab sheet, right? So maybe if you want, you can search here, right? So if you want, you can find EC2, right? So this is the Elastic Compute Cloud Service. So once you click this one, so this is the actual real platform, right? Even if you are creating an account with AWS, maybe while you are working in the industry or while you are working as an intern. So this is the actual dashboard, right? So here there are what is the region we are using, right? So the United States, North Virginia, the region, right? So this is the actual real dashboard, right? So you can look at what are the instances are there, right? So this is we are getting hands-on experience also in this lab sheet, right? In this lab sheet, they are giving the instructions, right? So how we need to complete the task, right? So for this first lab activity, they are telling, right? In the search menu, you can find out the identity and access management, right? So here, go to the dashboard again, right? So here there is a search menu. In the search menu, they are telling I am, right? Identity and access management. I am, right? Once you search here, this is the service. With this service, we are completing the first lab seats, right? So they will explain. So likewise, you can go through the content and you can try to complete, right? So the important thing here, right? So now just think about you complete all the tasks. Once you complete all the tasks, what you need to do? After you complete all the tasks, you need to click the submit button. Once you click the submit button, right, they will evaluate, right? So once you click the submit button, they will evaluate your lab activity, right? Here I didn't do anything. So once you submit it, right, so the submission is recorded. Now if you enable the submission report and grading, right, so submission report and grading, in the sense they will go through what is the marks, right? If I complete all the tasks, I can earn the full marks. If not, I will earn a portion of the marks which one I completed, right? So now they are grading the activity. So now, but if you look at here, my total score is 0, right? I didn't do anything. Just I am doing a dummy activity just for demo, right? So here they will split the marks for each task, right? So if you look at here, each task 5 marks. I didn't earn anything. So this is how we need to do, right? So once you get this report, now you need to in the lab sheet, right? So this is important, right? Once you complete that uh, AWS activity, the lab sheet. This is how we can in the lab sheet, right? Also here you can look at the information, right? So related the information, in the sense we already they are giving a AWS console, right? So they are giving all the information about my AWS console, right? What is my public key, what is my private key, which region, right? So all the details I disclose here, right? So now what I need to do, I need to in the lab, right? So once I click the yes button, it will in the lab, right? So once now, if you look at here, the terminated, right? It means hereafter I cannot access these dashboard, right? So that lab is in that, in the sense I cannot access that. I cannot access this window after that, right? So that is the meaning of that one, right? So this is how I can complete the lab sheet. So some modules we have lab sheets, you need to complete those lab sheets also, right? So here, this is the second module, the third module, the fourth module is the security one, right? The fifth module, networking, right? How we are creating the subnetting, supernets, subnets, and how we are creating a virtual network, right? The VPC, virtual private cloud. How here they are explaining the networking basics, how we are create a network. If you are planning to develop some project, how we create the network for our projects, right? So here, the compute, how we are creating the virtual machines, then how we are create and configure the virtual machine, how we are optimize the virtual machine. Everything is explained throughout these compute options, right? Also, they are explaining the AWS lambdas, right? So without servers, how we are running a function, AWS lambdas, elastic bench stack. There are so many things here in the sixth module they are explaining. The seventh module, storage services, right? We have different types of storage. EBS, right? S3, right? So everything, the Glacier, there are so many different types of storage services depending on the requirement and depending on the different features, we can select the suitable storages, right? So this module, then the database module, right? Here, relational database management, DynamoDB, Redshift, Aurora, right? Likewise, there are so many different database content is available in the module 8. The module 9, cloud architecture. The module 10, they are explaining about the auto scaling and monitoring, how we are monitor some of the services, everything is explained. So once you complete all the 10 modules, you have a final course assessment. Altogether, it include all the different modules, and there is a final assessment. You need to complete all these assessments to earn your badge, right? So once you complete this final assessment, here also you need to score about 70% of the marks to earn the badge, right? So once you complete this course assessment also, here there are some path. What is the path to get the certification, right? So if you are planning to get the AWS Cloud Foundation certification, right? So they are explaining some resources and some discussions and some uh, career path, right? The pathway how you are achieve this certifications, right? Similarly, finally, you need to give that feedback. Here you can climb your badge. Once you complete everything, previously I list down the activities complete successfully, then you can climb your badge, right? So here this badge is enabled once you climb everything, right? This is how we can complete the course module. Another important thing I need to tell here, right? So previously for in the within the lab sheet, we access that particular AWS console, right? Even if you want, if you wish to get some more experience with that AWS uh, console, right? This is the thing, right? So just click this sandbox environment, right? So once you click this sandbox environment, by using this sandbox environment also you can redirect to the real platform, real AWS console platform. Once you click this one, you're getting the same window previously we access within the lab sheet, right? The same window we are getting again, but you don't need to go inside the lab activity and access the AWS console, AWS dashboard. Here you can directly access by using this sandbox environment, right? So here what you need to do, you need to click this start lab button the same way. Once you click the start lab button, right? So now what will happen once you click this start lab button, right? It will load, right? So it will take some time. Once you successfully load it, you are getting a notification here, right? Successfully initiated. After that, once you click, yeah, now they are telling in creation, right? The lab status is in creation, right? After few minutes, you are getting a notification. Your lab status is ready. So once you are getting that lab status is ready, right? After that, you can click that AWS button. By using that AWS button, you can access the AWS real environment, right? AWS console, AWS dashboard, real dashboard. We can get access. Then on that dashboard also they have some boundaries, right? There are some limitations. They are not give that entire features enabled, right? So they are giving certain number of features you can access throughout these environment, sandbox environment, right? It takes some time, right? So this is how we can access the environment, right? So until we are getting this maybe then you need to stop the window. Once you click that stop button, it will automatically stop, right? So you may close this message, right? Now your resource is terminating, right? So this is how we can access that real environment, right? By using, so first you need to click the enable start the lab, then you need to click this AWS. After the lab starts, if you click this one, you are getting the same AWS console window, right? So that's all about the introduction about this course module, right? Another important thing here, the this one, the Lucide dashboard, right? So here, by using this Lucide dashboard, right, you are getting some access, right? So let's say if you need to draw something, or if you need to right, role is student role here, right? So you need to, so here you need to scroll down and you need to verify you are about 13 years, right? So once you click yes, right, now it will click to the Lucide canvas dashboard, right? So this is the dashboard. It means this dashboard we are using to create some mind map. So we are creating these to uh, uh, use some I have an account, right? Give me a minute. Stop. Okay, okay, now I will share the window, right? So maybe this is the window, right? You can create your account. Maybe if you don't have an account, right, better you can so yeah, wait. So what you need to do, you need to go to this Lucide window, right? Just click this one, right? Once you click this one, you are getting a some icons and some information about this one, right? So here yeah, I already connected, right? So what you need to do, you need to create one Lucide account for you, right? So for you, by using your student email ID, you can sign up an account. After you sign up the account, just try to log in your account, right? So once I click this connect to Lucide, now what will happen? If I click that continue button, right, it will open a window, right? Yeah. Now if I click that explore Lucide button, right? So it means here we can draw a lot, right? So if you are planning to draw some diagrams, or if you are planning to create some mind map, or if you want to draw something, you can use this tool, right? So there are so many inbuilt templates are there. There are so many features in this Lucide environment. So this is a free environment they are giving, right? So by using this one, maybe you, if you want to create some diagram, so let's say you want to create a ER diagram, you can use this one, right? So if you want to create some tree diagram, so if you want to create, there are so many diagrams are there, right? So if you want to create some agile, that agile workflow diagrams, right? The process diagrams, right? So sometimes we need to create some mind maps, right? So whatever you can search here and you can find out the different types of more templates also there, right? So here we have huge amount of templates are there, right? So once you click all the templates, you can look at, right? So these are some of the flow charts, right? So if you want to create a flow chart, so once you click the use, right, double click that template, right here, you can get that diagram, right? So you can then customize the diagram by using your own content, right? So if you want, you can type the content, right? So if you want, you can move the things, right? So all the diagrams you can draw by using this tool, right? So uh, that's all about the introduction, how you can familiar with that Canvas dashboard, Canvas VLE learning environment, and how to complete the course module. Right now, you can check your student email IDs. You receive an email for to log in for to sign up this canvas and follow the course module. All the best. The important thing I need to mention, this course module is enabled by today. You need to complete by 30th of April 2025, right? So you have only 45 days to complete, right? So end of April you need to complete, right? So if you fail to get that digital batch by 30th February, 30th April, right? If you fail to complete the course module, sorry for that. Unfortunately, you cannot earn the badge, right? So also these environments are available, right? So these are Lucid environment, also uh, that sandbox environments available until 13th of April 2025, right? Once the course expired, you cannot access this sandbox environment. Also, you cannot access this Lucid drawing board, right? So other course module, course contents are available, but unfortunately, you cannot access these two things, right? Keep in mind, right? All the best for your new journey to learn cloud computing, right? If you have any questions or anything to clarify, you can contact me throughout my mobile number, or you can contact, or you can meet me in the faculty, right, in my cabin to clarify your doubts, or if you have any confusion in the content, also you can contact me, or you can meet me to get the clear those things, right? Uh, yeah, thank you very much, right? I will stop the session, right?